So as he said, I'm Marshall Long. Talk a little bit, just jump right into this. We're a little bit behind schedule, so I'll try to catch up. So we'll go into my background, what I consider as a no-brainer market, some interesting underserved markets, and then talk about what education is needed there. A little bit about me. I started mining early 2010. Started a company called Final Hash in 2012. That's still going on. Also started a project called Bitcoin Classic, and I just recently, within the past 8 to 10 months, got into the esports arena, kind of being dragged back into mining in the South America market, and still do consulting for Intel, Sony, some companies like that. So through my time in esports, I've kind of come to the realization that not everybody that should know about Bitcoin knows about Bitcoin, especially like the ideal market. So if I asked anybody what would the ideal market be, probably something where there's some frictioned money flow, younger people, people that know about tech, highly connected, Facebook, Twitter, people that have high communication. In essence, this would be the ideal market for something where Bitcoin could be super effective. So first I'm going to talk about what I consider a friction market. So this is a website called OP Skins, and this is where people can buy and sell in-game items. So for instance, right here on this screen, this is some skins for a game called Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So what these are, basically if I want my knife to look cool in the game, I can go to this website and I can buy these items. These are real dollar value, and I can put them on my character in the game. Some of you might be very shocked by the pricing, but these are on the cheap end, which is absolutely insane. I think I gave a talk in Vegas a few months ago, and the screenshot I had at that time, there was one for $2,000 on the front page, and some person fell over in the front row. But so basically, you would go here, and if you have these items or you want these items, you can buy them from a website like this, and there's others. But let me walk you through how this process works, and you guys are going to be surprised. So if I wanted to sell an item, I would go click the sell button, and then I can choose from my current inventory. And then if you take a look, the fee there, just for listing, is usually 15%. It says 5% because you can also get like a premium account on a subscription basis and get a little bit of a price break. So right off the bat, 15% they're going to take from you when you complete that sale. So you're like, holy crap, that's a big fee up front. Okay, whatever, I'll mark it up, I'll break even. So you sell your skin. You're like, all right, cool. I'm going to go and I'm going to withdraw my money. And you see they can do PayPal. And you're like, awesome, cool. They'll do Bitcoin also. But then if you look a little bit closer, cash out's issued 4 to 7 days after they're requested. Can't request a cash out for funds that you've already purchased. So if I put money in to buy a skin and I don't use all of it, I cannot withdraw that. I have to use it on the site. Second thing is 4 to 7 days payout. That's for PayPal or Bitcoin. There's no reason a Bitcoin payment should take 4 to 7 days. But what these guys are doing is they're taking the miseducation in this small, new emerging market, and they're leveraging it for a lot more than just this. So if you go back, you see, okay, I don't want to wait 4 to 7 days. I see a request 1 hour payout button. Let's take a look at that. 1 hour payout. We're also going to charge you another 5% fee if you want a 1 hour Bitcoin payment or PayPal payment. Plus, if you're going to do PayPal, it's 2% more. So these guys are taking 20% for a 1 hour deal. So when I realized this through the esports stuff, I started reaching out to people and asking, what do you guys do? Do you just use PayPal all the time? Or do you know about Bitcoin? So I simply, on these next few slides, I simply put the question, what do you think about Bitcoin, to a few people in the community? And the first response I got was really insightful. I actually think Bitcoin's pretty interesting. I like the idea. You can have a currency, then a fallback if your main one fails. This guy's really tuned in. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm completely wrong, and this talk in Miami is going to be crap. But then I kept going, and I get most of the response are like this. I don't have any experience with BTC. I don't know anything about it. But the overwhelming majority were responses like this. Never used it in my life. Have no idea how it works. So it's probably a scam. And I'm wondering, okay, so these guys are okay paying 20%, but they think Bitcoin's a scam. What? Doesn't really make sense. So I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? These guys are young, they're highly connected, they're really smart. And then I realize most of them that are playing high quality video games have great computers. They're in privileged countries who have okay banking systems. If I would have talked to them mostly, I would say, especially recently in India, they would have a much different opinion. So these people have never been exposed to any kind of crisis monetary-wise. Their parents probably haven't either. So that's like the biggest issue. And there's a ton of issues in Bitcoin right now especially, but I feel like the education system isn't quite there because this is a prime time market for Bitcoin or any kind of other alternative quick payment that doesn't take 20%. So like I said, I'm going to kind of speed this up so Diego can come on and we get back on track. But I think the big takeaway here is that education's needed. Bitcoin.com does a good job. Roger's doing a great stuff over there. We use Coins by Trace. But the people who are doing education should do more education because paying 20% and preying on these young guys is kind of unacceptable. And there are bigger issues at hand than the stuff that you're reading on Reddit or whatever issues. Most of the developers know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna wrap up here real quick. If you guys have questions, you can meet me up in the hall. But yeah, that's all I have. Thanks.